Hi. This is Srinivasan, a fine art photographer, a distance skater, and a small time freelance skater who does various cross training process, as in like walking, bicycling, to the main activity, long distance skating. Has come to meet you guys with another video. Okay, I wouldn't want to say it's such a long, like whatever prehistoric kind of introduction. A lot of adjectives or something like that, or those are the things that I do actually. Anyways, it's not my adjective. Yeah, and what I want to say here is this video, we kind of left it hanging in the previous part, wherein like we just saw the Emblaze or MBSports energy gel. Do you remember this one, or the one you see on the screen? Okay, so that energy gel, we unboxed it. We spoke about like what are the strategies that I have in my mind and how I want to use this 5 energy gel packets during my LTDL, 2-day longboard 2024, and in stage 4, which is marathon distance, covering 42.5 kilometers. Okay, so we just saw that, but we didn't see what are the ingredients, what are the key things that is there on this energy gel, and not knowing much, but most importantly, the ones that I can afford, which I can buy, which I actually bought, I thought like I would do a small study so that I could learn about it. But when you want to compare it to a highly pricey, efficient energy gels coming from Tailwind or Fasten Up or like any other brand that you love or which is available in the West or only in the European market, I don't have possibilities to compare them, so I did not study about those expensive, energy gels that is available. So within the little available time, I'll try to cover what is there in the energy gel. Let me tell you up front, straight, that I'm not educated in this matter. I'm not, legally certified pharmacist, legally certified, like a doctor or legally certified, or I have not done any studies regarding all these things. What my knowledge is coming from a commoner perspective, because like I bought this product from the any commoner would buy from, like a e-commerce site, something called Amazon India. They always put a smile on my face. But what I want to say here is like I'm not a trained guy or a trained coach as well. My knowledge is pretty basic. Okay, so I'm learning things from the internet and I'm trying to communicate, trying to make sense of what I learned. Okay, hope you follow with this episode. It's going to be a little longer or it might sound Latin to you. If you feel uncomfortable, you can totally ignore. Okay, not too much of scary stuff. So much build-ups for this episode. Nothing much. I'm going to discuss what is there on the package. Okay, so up front in the front, what you see here is the image coming from Amazon India. Thanks to the photographer who does that. Okay, and 500 mg of electrolytes, 500 milligrams, 75 mg of caffeine. Milligrams of caffeine, 85 kilocalories of energy. Okay, so that's what it says per package, which has 35 grams of energy gel in it. Okay, a single package of energy gel that you're seeing here, MBSports, coming from Muscle Blaze MBSports thing, single energy, has 35 grams of gel in it, and it out there on the packet they are saying this. Okay, so we're going to see what are those electrolytes, what is caffeine and all that here. Okay, we don't need this image right now. We'll minimize. So what I have here is a photograph of what is there in the back side of this package. Okay, sorry, I almost covered my face. What you find here on the back side of the package is also given in the Amazon website. You can go and check on the product page if you want. But unfortunately, for this video purpose, when I want to enlarge the content that is there in this, image, the image that was available with Amazon India, the resolution was little less, so that when I enhanced the text, it was not legible. It was not that readable. Okay, so hence I have this image which is taken from Xiaomi Poco F1 in the night mode. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom this a little bit so that we have a legible text over here which we can read ourselves. Okay, this is on the complete package on the back side, and you can count this whatever that is there on the back side of this box for all the 5 gels that is there inside. Okay, what we need here is a little bit of undivided attention, as simple as that. Okay, this is how the package unfolds for us in the back side with loads of information. Okay, so they talk about something called energy infusion formula. What is energy infusion formula? EAF. So much interaction, all those things, slides, multiple slides. All that they try to consolidate everything in a single page with multiple column, with legible text, with wonderful coloring and diagrams and everything. But it's completely complicated thing what they have put here. Okay, it's not easy to understand, and it's not available in not all, but very few elements are available for most common food that we consume on every day. But it's pretty complicated. Energy infusion formula, EIF, in other words, regular energy sources give you an instant high, and then sudden energy slump. Okay, with energy infusion formula, a combination of glucose and a palatinose. TM means trademark yet to be acquired. If it is acquired, the trademark is acquired, that TM would change into a circle, and inside that circle you will see a R. Okay, if you have to bring that, okay, I'll see if it is available here in Apple registered. So you see that circle and the R. Okay, that is what that is. Okay, so it is yet to be acquired. They have applied for a patent. They are waiting for the patent approval. Okay, so EIF is a combination of glucose and platinose. You get an instant energy pump which is sustained with help of platinose. Okay, that is what it is. What is glucose? Glucose is basically a simple sugar. Okay, and platinose is it's a form of sugar, but it kind of it's a slow burn, unlike glucose, which gives you instant energy. Okay, that is what it is. What you can understand here is the same thing on the right side, the graph itself. See if I can. Oh no, that's not my intention over here. Let me maximize that. Okay, I hit the wrong button. So if you go here on the graph, you can see that the sugar is like spiking instantly high, and it's coming down very quickly. So which is glucose, by the way. So you will see the instant energy, wherein like your cloudy brain or cloudy vision or some sort of gloomy vision, when you're tired and all that, it will be gone, and your eyes will widen up. You'll feel the freshness in your face, energy is coming up to you and all that. And palatinose is described in a 45-degree kind of parabolic path, which is like long lasting path. Any parabolic path, if an whatever sport that is, javelin throw, I guess, if you're going to throw it in a 45-degree, it's going to cover the longest distance. Astrologers or people with like superstitious, or like people who believe in astrology and stuff like that, not to degrade their belief, but people sign in 45 degrees to have a better life. You could see many known politicians would sign in that angle, 45 degrees. Okay, fortunate or unfortunate, I designed my signature in 45 degrees, both my art and regular ones. Keep that aside. So that is what we are talking here. Glucose gives you instant spike of energy. Palatinose is a slow burn, gives you a long-lasting energy. So that's what the curve says. So in the Y, we have the energy levels. On the X, we have the time after consumption. So palatinose lasts longer for you. Okay. So what do we have here is group of formulas. This definitely scares you. Okay, so if you have been to school and your curriculum had some organic chemistry, this is pretty much advanced. It's not for people in mid school or like preschool and mid school. Probably the organic chemistry comes only in the high school level. Okay, this is probably a high school thing. Okay, maybe you might be knowing all these things. Very simple stuff which you can identify. H2O is water. It has 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen, and Na is sodium. Okay, so I forgot to write hydrogen and oxygen, and then you have Cl. Cl is called chlorine or chloride, in this case chloride. Okay, and K stands for potassium. Okay, and this plus sign that you see here means it has a cation with it. Okay, which means like it lost an electron. Okay, so that's why it become plus, positive charged sodium. And chlorine has a negative sign, which means like it acquired an electron. So correct me if I was wrong. So that's why it is in negative sign. And potassium has a positive sign, which means it's also a cation. Okay, and adding to that, water plus sodium, chlorine, potassium, adding to that the general organic formula of glucose. Okay, or a simple sugar. Okay, don't be scared of this formula. It's very simplified. And okay, it goes like this: C6H12 and O6. C stands for carbohydrates or carbon. Okay, H is hydrogen, which we saw before, and O is oxygen. Okay, that is what is, and adding to that is palatinose. Okay, palatinose is almost similar to what you see here. Okay, I'll try to hold what is there on the screen and I'll show you palatinose. Okay, this is what is palatinose is. Okay, palatinose is nothing but 2 glucose molecules. You can see one glucose here. Okay, you can see another glucose here. It is connected from first carbon molecule, or like to the 6th or last one. So it's being connected. So it's called alpha 1,6 or something. And this bond is called I have notes somewhere here. It's called glycemic or not. Palatinose is called as glycemic carbohydrate, and the bond that is there between palatinose is called glycosidic bond. Okay, it's called glycosidic bond. We have to cover a lot of things over here between glucose and palatinose as well. So it's not as such much complicated, but that's what they have given. And if you want to know what is the palatinose in the simplified form of glucose, it goes like this. Palatinose has 12 carbon and 22 hydrogen and 11 oxygen. So that is what is palatinose. It's as simple as that. If you count it over there, you might find the same thing. Okay, so don't confuse yourself. H stands for hydrogen, O stands for oxygen, and Na stands for sodium, and chloride stands for Cl, K stands for potassium. Okay, that is what is there, and out of which C stands for carbon over here. Okay, that is all is there in this formula, and adding all these things, you get the energy infusion formula. That is what they are saying, which means when there is glucose, you will get some initial boost in the energy, and with the presence of palatinose, it will let you burn much more energy which you acquired from the gel in a very slow fashion, sustaining to the desired amount of workout that you are trying to do for that particular hour or particular whatever time that you are trying to do your workout. Okay, that is all there in this. Okay, there is nothing big, nothing to worry about. Okay, speaking of glucose, what else we can know about? Glucose gives you a sugar spike. Okay, what is palatinose? Palatinose is also called as over here. It's also called as isomaltose. Isomaltose or isomaltulose. Oh, it's confusing. Wait, we'll explore that a little bit more. Okay, so what else I wanted to talk about here is EAF is called a balanced energy formula. Whatever they say is the energy infusion formula, because of it has very good combination of glucose and palatinose, which is a quick energy spike and a combination of slow energy delivery. So it's a balanced energy formula. That's what I would call EAF as. Okay, glucose is the sugar which we saw. It's a simple sugar. It can be found in most of the food resources, whereas palatinose, it's not very commonly available in the food that we take every day. As in, like if you are vegetarian or a non-vegetarian or a meat eater, if you are a vegetarian, you won't find palatinose in most of those things. Okay, it can be found in a very purest form, especially in the sport drinks or sport energy gels or something like that. Okay, correct me if I was wrong about sport drinks. Okay, and what else I want to talk about here is the combination of electrolytes. That is what it is. Okay, the first one is nothing but H2O, which is water. The sodium chloride and potassium are the combination of electrolytes that is there. While glucose is being sugar, palatinose is a different form of energy delivering sugar, but it's a low calorie sugar, but it's delivered slowly. Okay, that is what that is. And of course, it talks about the pH values and all that. Human body has to have a 7.4 of pH for proper digestion and all that. Okay, and the pH levels in different organs are different. Okay, so that you need to learn, but it's not that much important in terms of energy gels. Okay, so glucose, what you see here in this organic formula, is totally an alpha D glucose form. Okay, that's what they are saying. Okay, as the image being analyzed by the AI softwares or the chatbots that is available to us, as in today, Gemini, Perplexity, ChatGPT 3.5 or 4, whatever. Okay, so and that is that. And what else I wanted to talk about? I think I've spoken everything about what is essential of that is there in the first box. Okay, so hope you kind of forming a derivative now. So what they are saying is, like, when you consume a gel, it will give you a good energy spike instantly, and also will have sufficient energy which is needed, which will be delivered to you in a slow form. That is what they are saying, which is a balanced energy formula. Coming down, nutritional information, approximate values. These are approximate values. This is not perfect. Okay, serving size, 1 sachet. That is what there. Forgive me, there was some sort of a sticker over there, and I tried to peel it as better as possible in the previous video or something. Okay, serving size 1 sachet, 35 grams. Servings per container 5. So which means, like, this box has 5. Okay, that is what they're saying. So nutrients, quantity per serving of 35 grams. And percentage RDA, you remember percentage RDA, we have spoken about this before. Percentage RDA is nothing but percentage recommended daily allowance. So this is not a fixed value. It's against an approximate value. That's not tested value, which we'll see. It's been given here. If you go down, you can see what they have told about percentage RDA. Percentage RDA values per serving established by ICMR 2020. Okay, I think ICMR is some Indian organization. Okay, for medical research or something. Okay, so they have contributed well during our COVID times as well. So for men doing moderate work, okay, not intense work. Okay, it's only for moderate work, and that's what I'm planning to do. As I told you, I'm going to take 6 hours time to complete my complete that marathon distance. So that's what I'm trying to do. So this is for a moderate walk. Percentage RDA values per serving based on 2000 kilocalorie diet for average adult. Okay, if you're on 2000 kilocalorie diet, it's for those people. Okay, percentage value RDA value are not established. Do you follow? So which means like it's not a definitive thing. They did not try and test these values upon various individuals to arrive to say that this will give you this quantified amount of result for you for this much amount of work that you're doing and all that. They couldn't do all those things. They couldn't afford that R&D. Appropriate averages of vitamins and minerals are added to compensate. I think overages of vitamins and minerals are added, or I don't know if it is the right word. Okay, tell me in the comments. Or added to compensate the loss of potency during storage. Derived values per serving 35 grams. Okay, that's what they've got to say about the percentage RDA, which is recommended daily allowance. So with energy kilocalories, it can give you 84.7 milligrams or kilocalories, and percentage of 4.24. Protein less than 0.18 grams, and percentage is 0.33 grams, less than actually. And carbohydrates per gram per 35 grams of one sachet, one energy gel packet, it's 21.19 grams. Total sugars 1.4 grams, added sugars 1.4 grams. In terms of percentage of sugars, it's 2.8 percentage, and total fat grams is less than 0.07, and less in terms of percentage 0.1. Okay, and caffeine is 75 milligrams per sachet. Okay, you know what caffeine is? Caffeine is nothing but a stimulant. It's present in most of the plants, coffee beans, tea leaves, cocoa beans, and all that. And a stimulant, as in it increases alertness, energy levels, and concentration. Beside the sugar, there is caffeine, which increases your alertness and energy levels, which is like 75 mg present in every 35 grams of sachet. Okay. Then we have vitamin B1. Vitamin B1 is nothing but a thiamine. Vitamin B1 is a thiamine. It's a water-soluble vitamin. Okay, and it is useful for breaking and converting carbohydrates that is present in this gel into usable form of energy. Okay, so this vitamin B1 is present as like 0.9 milligrams and percentage of 50% of RDA. Okay, so vitamin B1 can be found in brown rice, lentils, wheat, beans, peas, and bananas, etc. Okay, so then we have vitamin B6. Hope you can make that alphabet. It's vitamin B6, and it is present in the milligram level of 1.2, and percentage is 50%. And vitamin B6 is called pyridoxine, while vitamin B1 is called thiamine. Vitamin B6 is called pyridoxine. It is essential for amino acids metabolisms, for building proteins in your body. It is crucial in building red blood cells and nervous system functioning. It's crucial in helping nervous system to be functioning. Nervous system as in like communication between one cell to another cell. And it's essential for your immune system, and it's functioning, and it's essential for your mood regulations, to prevent having more mood swings. Okay, so vitamin B6 is called pyridoxine, and it has all these functionalities wherein like it's mostly amino acids helpful for building proteins, building red blood corpuscles, helping for nervous systems and immune systems, and preventing mood swings, or like keeping your mood stable or regulating your mood. And it can be found in everyday foods like almonds, walnuts, wheat, brown rice, lentil, beans, peas, bananas, potatoes, spinach. Okay, so that's where you can find them. Okay, so then you have electrolytes. Okay, and electrolytes, which we saw here, the previous box, wherein like sodium, chloride, and like potassium. Do you remember? We just saw that. that organic chemistry diagrams. Okay, so electrolytes, as in like we have sodium in milligrams of 116, in per RDA percentage of 5.8, and potassium in milligrams of 112, and in RDA percentage of 3.2, and sodium chloride, or I mean chloride in milligrams of 272, and in percentage of RDA as 11.83. Okay, these are combination of electrolytes. Okay, what is sodium and what is like potassium and all that? If you want to know, we'll go and check what is that. Okay, what I can say, sodium helps in regulating your fluid balance in your blood cells, tissues, and blood streams. Okay, and it helps in maintaining your blood pressure. Too much means high blood pressure. Okay, and creates electrical impulse which helps in communicating between nerve cells. That is what sodium is useful in your body in terms of Na plus, which is available in the formula. Okay, in terms of chloride here, it's almost like sodium, which which is useful for fluid balance and osmotic pressure in the body cells and tissues. Okay, and it's more like takes care of the hydrochloric acid levels inside your stomach, responsible for digestion and nutrients absorption. And with potassium, which is K, and is essential for maintaining proper body cell functions, and it also helps in maintaining your heart's rhythm. Okay, and helps in acid balance and assisting maintenance of pH levels. We saw pH levels. pH levels is nothing but values of hydrogens and hydroxides in the form of liquid or something. Okay, so one increased value, one decreased value means something. Okay, so if you want to know that, I hope I had it somewhere. Okay, I'll try to tell you. If the pH value is less than 7, I told you, right? Human body needs pH value of 7.4. If the pH value is less than 7, which means it has higher hydrogen ions, and it can be found in lemon juice and vinegar and all that. If the pH value is equal to 7, which means there is equal number of hydrogen and hydroxide ions, which is can be found in water. And if the pH value is greater than 7, which means like lower hydrogen values and higher hydroxide ions, means like you can find that in baking soda and all that. Okay, that's what that is. That's the second column as such. Okay, we have seen the first column and we have seen the second column here. Okay, then we are going to look at the third one, which is the last one as such, and which is called like ingredients. That is the topic over here, which is ingredients. Yes, of course, Mac has AA in it so that it can read text from the image, and I genuinely copy all this, then put this as a text. Mac can do that. Okay, so then ingredients, as in like water. That's what we saw in the first thing, in the formula H2O. So this gel has water, then it has palatinose, so it's called isomaltulose. Forgive me with the spelling and forgive me with the confusion of pronunciation earlier. So palatinose is also called as isomaltulose. Okay, so then palatinose, we saw enough what palatinose is. Okay, and I couldn't find where this palatinose is present in this kind of nutrients information. Okay, which kind of vitamins or which kind of fat is actually giving you, or which kind of sugar is giving you palatinose. I couldn't spot that. If you can spot, please let me know. Okay, then you have liquid glucose. Okay, liquid glucose is something we saw that, which is nothing but simple sugar. Okay, that is what liquid glucose is. Then you have maltodextrin. We have seen maltodextrin before. Where we have seen it? Let me look over here if I can quickly grab something for you. We have seen maltodextrin in Fashion Up electrolytes. The tablet that is there in Fashion Up electrolytes has maltodextrin to form that particular tablet shape. Okay, so maltodextrin is nothing but an extract coming from the starch. Okay, or it's more like a carbohydrates coming from the starch, And most of the electrolyte tablets, protein powders, carbohydrate powders has them, has maltodextrin. And basically you can find maltodextrin in sport drinks or any sport powder, carbohydrate powder or protein powders and all that. Okay, that is what maltodextrin is. Then you have acidity regulators, INS 330 and INS 296. What is INS 330? We have seen it before in one of the Fasten Up electrolytes episode as well. INS 330 means citric acid, and it is colorless, odorless, crystalline. It's crystalline as in like it's crystal, and I have that for my salt printing process, which I used for my krish and photography earlier. Okay, so keeping that aside, okay, it's sour taste, okay, and used in soft drinks and used as a flavor enhancer. Then you have INS 296, which is called malic acids. Okay, same as citric acid, it is colorless, odorless, available in forms of crystalline solids with tart and fruity taste. Okay, you can find INS 296, which is malic acid, in apples, grapes, berries, and it is used as a flavor enhancer. That is what acidity regulators INS 330 and INS 296 is. What is INS itself? INS is a international numbers or international numbering system for food. Okay, then you have sodium chloride. So sodium is available to us as the Na plus is available to us as sodium chloride. What is sodium chloride? As the name suggests, NaCl, which means table salt. It's more like a salt thing that is available in this gel. Okay, it's going to taste salty, and it's a part of the electrolyte system. And everyday limit for having a sodium chloride within our body or for a desired human body of certain weight is designated to be 2300 milligrams. Okay. We saw that sodium chloride is part of an electrolyte thing, and it has sodium and chloride molecules. Okay, and what we were talking about is a human body can take 2300 milligrams of sodium chloride per day. That is the allotted amount. Okay, increasing sodium chloride consumption might increase to higher blood pressure. Okay, so with we have 35 gram energy gel packets here, 1 into 35 grams, and we have 5 energy gel packets in the total box. Okay, remembering that, and we have 116 milligrams of sodium available, and we have 272 milligrams of chloride available per 35 grams, and which is like 5. When you multiply that, you should get some value between this is 1360 or something. This should be 580 or something. When you add them, it is 1940 or something. Okay, so which is like we are consuming, by consuming all the 5 packets of MBSports or Muscle Blaze gel. Okay, we are consuming 940 milligrams of sodium chloride in our body that particular time of workout. Okay, so which is well within the limit of everyday consumption, so we are cool with that. So it's not going to affect us much, and by the way, it's going to be dissolved and it's going to be get used as you lose more of your sweat in your body, right? So that's what it is. Okay, then you have potassium chloride. Potassium chloride is KaCl or something like that. I do not know what is the formula. Please let me know. Okay, I'm leaving that to my audience. Okay, it's another part of electrolyte system, and it's especially useful for bodily functions. Prevents muscle weakness, fatigue, irregular heartbeat, and constipation and all that. Okay, so it's very, very important that when you're doing such long distance activity, your bowel is totally empty. Okay, I always go my bowel to be empty before I go for a workout. I don't go with something inside and go for a workout and feel pressured and not to be able to contribute myself, working out myself very strong for a longer time. Okay, so keep your bowel system empty, and this potassium chloride is going to help you during the workout also, as in like if you want to take a one or two lube breaks. Okay, so then you have nature identical flavoring substance. Okay, could be anything. Okay, then thickener INS 415. So thickener INS 415 is nothing but the gel itself, the gel that you would find in the thickener or in the like Muscle Blaze MBSports gel. The gel that you see here is the thickener INS 415. Okay, and it's called a xanthan or xanthan gum. Forgive my pronunciation. It's called xanthan gum. Okay, and it's the gels thing that you see in the energy packet containing all the ingredients which we are speaking about. It's digestible and water soluble. Okay, so this thickener contains every other ingredients that you saw here. Okay, water, palatinose, liquid glucose, maltodextrin, acidity regulators, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, identical flavorical substance, and plus extra things that you see here. All the nutrients. This is put into that thickener. Okay, so then you have caffeine, which we saw about caffeine. It's just energy booster and all that, instant. Okay, which you find in coffee beans, cocoa, and you will find in all the plant-based things. Okay, then you have ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid is almost like citric acid. Okay, so that is what that is. And then you have sweetener INS 955. Sweetener INS 955 is called aspartame, okay, or aspartame. Okay, it's a low calorie artificial sweetener. It is almost like 200 times sweeter than sucrose. Okay, most of the processed sweets that is available for your consumption as food and beverages, it has this INS 955. Okay, then you have preservatives INS 202 and INS 211. What is INS 202? INS 202 is a chemical name called potassium sorbate. Okay, and it's white crystalline powder, salty in taste, and most of the processed food does have it. Jams, jellies, wines, and meat products. Okay, it's a preservative. Okay, then you have sodium benzoate, which is called INS 211. Okay, also a preservative and considered safe for consumption, and most of the food has it, and as in like jams, jellies, wines, meat products, and any other processed food that you name it, it will have sodium benzoate. What is the difference between potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate? It's more like potassium sorbate, which is INS 202, is helpful in protection against the yeast. Okay, and the potassium sorbate INS 202 is also giving protection against the fungus, which is also called as moles. Okay, and INS 211, which is sodium benzoate, is giving protection against bacteria. Suppose as in like you accidentally kept it open for a long time, or like it got damaged inside your pack, in your track suit or wherever you were keeping it, and gel got opened, but it was there for quite a long time, and when you take it out, all these things kind of give you protection. Or even when it is inside the gel, sealed from external air and everything, exposure, just to keep the product to be safe for whatever date they are giving us, as in like like they're going to give us some date here, manufacturing date to be March 2024 and expiry date to be February 2025, right? So till that particular date and time, it has to last, right? So those preservatives are going to do that job in preventing all those yeast, fungus and all the bacteria from getting or damaging this, energy gel packets. Okay, then you have pyridoxine hydrochloride and thiamine mononitrate. Okay, that is what that is there as the last ingredient. What is pyridoxine hydrochloride and what is thiamine mononitrate? We already saw what is that, which is vitamin B1 and which is vitamin B6. So vitamin B1 is thiamine and vitamin B6 is pyridoxine. So pyridoxine is not available in the purest form. It is available as pyridoxine hydrochloride, while thiamine is not available in the purest form. It is available as thiamine mononitrate. Okay, what does pyridoxine hydrochloride and thiamine mononitrate does? We saw that before earlier as vitamin B1 and vitamin B6. I recommend you to go back to this video and learn about this. And in short, vitamin B1 helps you digest carbohydrates, while vitamin B6 is essential for your body metabolism, for building proteins, red blood corpuscles or red blood cells, functioning of nervous system and immune system and all that, for mood regulation and all that. Okay, so that's with the energy thing over here. Okay, so they have given a big warning over here. Not recommended for children, pregnant and lactating women and people sensitive to caffeine. Okay, it has caffeine, so it's not recommended for children, pregnant and lactating women and people sensitive to caffeine. Okay, that's what they're saying. Children, probably below age of 10. I don't know, mostly children don't take coffee, right? So probably you should be an adult. Pregnant ladies, of course. Lactating women is probably, I think, who are eligible to feed their kids, breastfeed their kids. Okay, so then contains isomaltulose, 80 kilocalories per 100 grams. So if you look here, net quantity is 175 grams, 5 units into 35 grams. Okay, so which means they are talking about 80 kilocalories per 100 grams, which means it should be around 140 140 kilocalories per 175 grams. Okay, my math could be wrong, you will just let me know. Okay, so recommended usage level is recommended 1 serving, 35 grams a day or as suggested by your dietitian. Duration of usage, consume at your own discretion or as per labeled recommended use. Multivitamin, caffeine and electrolytes with orange flavor gel. Contain non-caloric sweetener. This contains sucralose, so that's a big warning. Okay, if you are kind of sensitive to sucralose, fructose, sucrose, all those things, there's a big warning. It might cause you some sort of allergic reaction if you're going to consume this. So make sure you check all those things and consume it properly. Okay, and not for medical use. Pregnant and lactating women and people with medical conditions should consult a dietitian before consuming this product. Store out of reach of children, not to exceed recommended daily usage. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure or prevent any disease. Product is not to be used as a substitute for varied diet. It's not a diet substitute. Okay, store in a cool, dark and dry place. Do not use if sachet is tampered. Do not use it. Okay, when sachet is open, mine is not open, all is good, and images are used or for illustration purpose only. Manufactured in the same facility which process milk, soy and nuts. Okay, they've given all the necessary and essential thing and approved by FSAI, which is India's food security authority or something. Okay, go Google what is the full form of FSSAI. Okay, I think I've discussed everything. Why we need to know all these things? It's just an awareness, okay, for understanding what everything is, and if something to understand more in detail, to understand ourselves better. Okay, how are we good with certain things? How are we not good with certain things? As in the ingredients that they have mentioned here, all as they have mentioned many things here. Is it going to help us during a workout and all that? Do we need a little more than this, or few would do? All these things you will know on the go when you're processing and working out. Hope this episode was useful, and this is Kicha signing off. Alien Kicha, peace. Alien Kicha signing off. Thank you. And so this is what the entire all the chemical stuff that is there inside the gel is all about. Okay, thank you so much. It's almost like fashion up electrolyte, but it's much more quicker in delivery, and it's going to hold you for a little longer. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye. Mr. K signing off.